Hello creatives, welcome to Artist Star. My name is Beth and I am at the gallery today for the Zodiac series. This reading is for Taurus, whose major arcana card is the Hierophant. This is the artist card, here to represent you as the open vessel, ready to receive whatever source can pull from the well of infinite creativity. So Taurus, this is a spread called the Spotlight, or In the Spotlight. This first row here is where should I focus my creative energy at this time? We're going to do that with the Creativity Oracle. And then in the second row, using the Soul's Journey, we are going to ask, how best should I integrate this information into my craft? And then third, with the Spirit Messages, we're going to ask what underlying misconception needs to be visited, because that often holds the key to unlock the entire message, or how best to receive it and how best to move forward with it. And then last but not least, we are going to check in with Source and see what else Source would have you know. We're going to use the Starseed cards and the astrology dice. So let's get started with this first row here and ask, where should I focus my creative energy at this time? All right, let's find out. Share. To help you make progress, it's a good idea to share what you have and what you care about. Looks like they're having a picnic. Cat would like to share some of that fish. It's a nice card. Sharing. All right. So, and it has the number 3. I'm going to put this right here. Oh, and I just noticed also you've got 2 birds in the bush that the cat seems to be looking directly at. Sharing. Okay. Well, let's keep that in mind, knowing that that is where you need to focus your creative energy at this time. And we'll go find out why. Interesting. So it's the Jack of Spades in reverse. Jacks hold that fast-paced Brahman energy that is just encompasses the aces, 2s, and 3s, where you come to some realization, you have this epiphany, it's the next best thing. You make connection with it. You understand exactly how to connect with it. It's an emotional thing. It holds the aces, the sun, the moon, the 2s, and the 3s, which is Mars energy. So you have the action, and it goes through all 3 very quickly and then quickly moves on to something else. You can have multiples of this in any given time, so that you could be working on several things and having them all in that happening in that fast-paced energy for the whole time. Out with the old, in with the new, constantly. Very, very busy cards, and it is the card that has the most work to do. So spades are in the mental and physical realms, where you are trying to figure out a remedy or a cure to work through for yourself. It is known as the soldier, the spy, the the orphan card. It is the card that you end up having to do things on your own with. Not easy, Like I said, a lot of work, a lot of fast-paced, moving energy, and it is in reverse. So what does that tell us? It could be that things are a little stuck right now, and that there's a possibility that there is some negativity that's happening in your world at this time, and that you're feeling, well, I mean, you could be feeling victimized. You could be angry. There could be some bitterness, some jealousy, something like that that is holding you back from doing that sharing that is going to get you somewhere. Maybe you've been burned in the past and you're unwilling to open up and give as much. It can feel like you're giving your energy away. So I would say that it is something to do with understanding what to share, when to share it, that sharing is a two-way street. You do give, or you should be giving. I should. It's nice to be able to give without expectations. However, when you give too much, it can be just as detrimental as not giving at all. Very interesting to look at here. All right, so let's look at the Lenormand card and see what this has to say. It's the birch rod, so this is just knowing what to sweep away. Okay, so this is where you need to focus your creative energy at this time. So, if you are feeling taken advantage of, or in that way in some capacity that you don't know where to begin to sweep things clean, so you can get back to your beautiful, sweet, generous self that you are, Taurus. We all know you. Grounded, beautiful, teddy bear energy, just really sweet, generous. Every Taurus that I know anyway. So let's move on to the second row and see if we can get any information here with the Soul's Journey card. How best should I integrate this information into my craft? Well, you got the Courage card. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. So interesting. So, whatever sharing happened backfired, I would say. Whatever that experience was did not go well for you. Yeah, very interesting. Something that only you could know. But now you're being asked to use this understanding of what happened when you were sharing to dig deep, find some courage that you know how to do as a bull. You might be feeling a little stubborn and stuck in it, that you are a fixed sign. Makes it a little more difficult to open to possibilities when you're deep in it. We all do it. So, yeah, time to lift your head up and look around and not take it quite so personally, because you do not have to be in it alone. It is talking about sharing. Just got to know where and when and with who so that you don't get taken advantage of, and that it is mutual respect where it's driven, so that you can give without expectations, right? All right, let's see what the cards of truth have. The King of Diamonds. This is very interesting. Generous benefactor, generous giving, generous for the greater good. But he's also the one-eyed king. And oh yes, it relates to the Hierophant in the tarot. That is the correlating card. Just love it. So here you are. Once again, Taurus. In the tarot, you are not only the Hierophant, you are represented in the King of Diamonds. Wisdom and clarity and sacrifice for the greater good of all. And here you are with diamonds, finding value with people, places, and things, and within yourself. The downside of that is you could be doing it to a fault and giving too much. It's possible, or just not giving to the right people in the right way at the right time. There's always measures to be considered when you're giving. If you give to those who are just going to, I don't know, not appreciate it, then you shouldn't. You give them something different, some other value that will help them on their path. Kings encompass the 7, 8s, and 9s. 7s, tower moments, learning life's lesson the hard way, but you certainly learn them well. And this is, of course, about the diamond suit, so it is about the values of things. And the 8s, where you're curious, where you want to go and explore, what is drawing you in about your values, where you want to feel valued. And 9s, what you need to let go of. All those connotations, those preconceived connotations and notions that are so ingrained that you've brought with you. It's a part of you, brought with you from a past life. It is just you. You are now being asked to find the courage to take a look at that. How you've been sharing and how it has not worked out for you lately, or in some situation looks pretty recent, or it could be something old, I don't know. It could be something that you hang on to, right? To keep you from moving forward, to stay in that self-righteous victimization of, oh, they'll never appreciate it anyway. That needs to be swept away so that you can get to the beautiful, bright, loving, caring kindness that you are so ready with. Okay, let's look at the Lenormand card. The Myss. See, you're worried about people taking advantage. So there is something there about how to share correctly for you. Yeah, because the mice represent the robbers. They want to take from you. They want to steal your pleasure, right? So you need to sweep them out. And when they're gone, when you can send this cat after them, right? Who's going to keep those birds from pecking away the picnic? Yeah, exactly. You just have to know yourself and your friends and foes where to give, how to give. The kings know. They know who, what, when, where, and how for the betterment of everyone. It's deconstructing, destroying in order to build up and have a brand new you. This is serious transformation, revelation, okay? Okay. Let's move on to the third row and ask what underlying misconception needs to be visited. All right, spirit messages. Ground yourself. All right, well, Taurus, you are just about as grounded as anyone could possibly be. So let's see what this is. Being distracted, unfocused, tired, irritated, impatient are all signs that you're ungrounded. Now is the time to become centered and allow Spirit to help you ground and reconnect with the divine source. This is your divine source, your guiding angel, your daimon, telling you to take a moment. Reconnect with that solid, generous you and your king within, that nobleness. And charity starts at home, all right? So you need to be that for yourself. And when you are so grounded in that, you'll be able to see so much more clearly. You'll clearly have this vision of who you are connecting to. Are you sharing or are you being asked for something? There's all kinds of ways out there. Yeah, so there's your meter. There is your key. What's making you, when you're sharing or when you have shared in the wrong way, there's your key. Yeah, were you distracted? Were you unfocused or tired or irritated or impatient or any of those feelings that are time driven? That is definitely an ego thing to look at. Your soul has no clock. So when you're feeling peaceful and when it's feeling right, when it's flowing, that's where you want to focus. That's where you give. And when you're being asked or manipulated or pressured or pushed to share something that is not ready or too much or be given to the wrong person or in the wrong way, you need to ground into this king energy and look at it, sort it all through. You can ask for a timeout. You do not have to make instant decisions. That is ego. It can be yours, but it can be someone else's too. And it can be hard to say no. So don't. Just say, I'm going to need some time to think about that. And then go think about it. And act, don't react. Very, very important there. All right. Cards of Truth. 6 of Clubs. Love that you're getting this here. This is just beautiful. It is grounding energy. It's Venus energy. It is the lover's energy. This is you connecting to what you need. Right? Taurus, Venus is your ruling planet. So, yeah, this is great here. They call it the complete card because it's everything that you need for stability, for time to reap rewards and recognition. It is an abundance of original ideas and feeling your individuality. Oh yeah, that's right. It is the healer card. So you have what you need to channel that healing energy that a king would have. It's just so beautiful. This reading is just so beautiful for you, Taurus. I love it. So very, very sweet. All right, let's see what the Lenormand card has. The Crossroads. It's in reverse, so you're not really ready to make a decision yet. And you know what? I like that, because what you're essentially saying is you need a cup of tea and think about it. It's perfect. That's exactly right, Taurus. That's exactly right. Very, very, very nice. All right, let's move on to see what else Source would share with you, and then we'll roll the dice to see who, what, when, where. I just kind of sort through them and let my fingers do the talking. And let me know when I've run them over the right card for you, Taurus. What else would Source have you share or have you know? Strength. Strength and courage. Strength like a king. You are being guided by the cosmos. Stay strong. A positive outcome is assured. Very nice. All right, here we go. Ooh, you got the Moon card. Oh my gosh, this is like so Canceran. You got the 7th house. I know they rule the 4th house of home, but the 7th house is relationships, and that is you with other people. You've got the sign of Cancer. That is the home, the hearth, where you're most comfortable, those peeps around you. And you got the Moon. This is your intuition ruling the sign of Cancer. This is beautiful energy. And it's about you listening intuitively with the energy of Cancerans. So check your astrology chart, check the transits, and you can just go and get your daily horoscope, and it will tell you very much about what's happening with your moon and the 7th house and whatever is happening in the sign of Cancer in your chart. This is really such a sweet message for you. Yeah. I would say that the charity starts at home, and you are going to figure it out when to share, how to share, and with who to share in the right way at the right time. And have that be soul-led. If it's ticking like a clock, go ask for some time. Go have that cup of tea. Get back to them. And act, don't react. Love it. Whew. Oh my goodness, this is just amazing. All right, Taurus, there you have it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next month. And until then, best of luck to you, and as always, happy creating.